The South African Communist Party in Gauteng is set to picket outside the ETV offices in Hyde Park, north of Johannesburg. The SACP is challenging the media house's survey with market research company ISPOS on the Tshwane election polls. According to the survey, the country's main opposition, the DA, could win the Tshwane Metro in the upcoming local government elections. The poll was conducted on the 6th and the 7th of June, and these results were compared to respondents' voting patterns in the 2014 national elections. The SACP lambasted the results, saying the survey misrepresents public sentiment ahead of the local government elections. It further seeks answers and clarity on the method followed in the survey. However, Ipsos conceded that there is also a 1.5 to 5.5 percentage point margin of error in the results. Jacob Mamabola, Gauteng Provincial Secretary of the SACP, now joins me on the phone line. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Jacob, take us through the process of going to picket outside ETV offices in Hyde Park and the stance in which the SACP has taken because of the poll.
Yes, let me first indicate that tomorrow we are at the SAPC, the public broadcaster, to raise a number of issues with them, and then we will proceed to Hyde Park ETV head office in Johannesburg on Friday to also raise a number of issues. Firstly, the issues about conditions of workers there, transformation, but most importantly, we will also challenge them on the survey which they've published its results, the polls that in our view are completely off the mark. They have been presented as if they are the absolute truth, and we believe that the last week events in Tshwane requires that Ipsos and ETV should have been very frank and honest with the public and the readers. They shouldn't have presented their information, portrayed it and hyped it in a manner that could create a completely false situation, because we are here, as I'm speaking to you, we're still in the streets of Tshwane, in the inner city, we're talking to the people, and what they are saying is not on the ground. So we are really worried about, did they use a short-term information that is very elusive, would have not been consistent for a long time, to make a public opinion and present it as if it's actually the outcomes of the results themselves of the election. Because the way they are presenting it and parading this information, it's as if the ANC has already lost the elections in the city of Tshwane. They should have made it very clear. Of course, they could argue that these are just polls, but the manner in which they are presenting, interpreting and analyzing the data is problematic to us.
Jacob, take us through the process of how the SACP came to the conclusion that the results are off the mark.
Yes, as I'm saying to you that we are in the streets of Tshwane. We are talking to the people who have been here since 10 o'clock in the morning. We're talking to the people who were here on Sunday. And the overwhelming sentiment is that people will vote for the African National Congress. We are here, we're talking to the people, and we have made public that we are engaged in the electorate here today. So what dismays us and what is shocking us is, but where were these surveys conducted? In which areas? And what is the method, the tools, the techniques that were used? We believe that this area of Tshwane should have been dealt with quite differently, given the fact that the situation here was politically elusive, was very fragile, was an unstable political situation, and to therefore have reached conclusions that seems to suggest that the report is a correct, precise reflection of the situation on the ground currently. We do not agree with that, and we are basing that on the information that we are getting real life as we talk to the people. So we're questioning Ipsos and ETV to say to us, how did they conduct these surveys? What methods did they use? Why are they hyping this information in the manner they do? Until they give us proper information, defend and clarify how they went through these polls, we remain entitled to our own position, which is to hold them to view these results with suspicion. So the ball is right in their court. They must clarify us. They must provide information contrary to what we're seeing on the ground and say to us, how did they reach this conclusion? We don't have a problem with the other areas where they have, released information because there was no specific situation, unique circumstance like here in Tshwane. So we are saying their claim to just use same tools, same set of questions, same methodology, present the facts the same on completely different contexts. That is very suspicious, and that's why we're challenging them. We have not yet reached the conclusion, but we are saying that their polls are very suspicious, and the ball is in their court. They must come out open.
Thank you so much to Jacob Mamabola of the SACP.